Hello, everyone. This is not only a story, it is also a fun way to learn English. Listen, imagine the scenes and enjoy the adventure while improving your language skills. Are you ready? Let's get started. The merchant, the genie, and the three old men. Once upon a time, there lived a very wealthy merchant. He had land, money, and great treasures. Often he traveled to far places to manage his business. One day after finishing his work in a distant city, he began his journey back home. He carried only a small bag with a few biscuits and dates, enough to eat while crossing the desert. On the fourth day of his journey, the sun was burning hot. The merchant left the road and stopped under the shade of a large walnut tree. At the foot of this tree, he found a fountain with clear, fresh water. He tied his horse to a branch, sat by the fountain, and ate some biscuits and dates. When he finished, he washed his hands and face. But suddenly, out of nowhere, a huge genie appeared. His face was terrifying. His eyes were full of rage, and in his hand he carried a shining scimitar. "Stand up," the genie roared. "I will kill you, because you killed my son." The merchant shook with fear. "Great genie," he said, "I do not even know your son. How could I have killed him?" "You sat here," the genie answered, "and you ate dates. You threw the stones on the ground. My son passed by, and one of those stones struck his eye and killed him." "So now I must kill you," the merchant cried. "But it was an accident. Please forgive me." "No mercy," shouted the genie. He seized the merchant's arm, threw him to the ground, and raised his sword. The merchant wept and begged for his life. He spoke of his wife and children. Finally he said, "Give me 1 year. Let me return home, say farewell to my family, and prepare my will. I promise after 1 year, I will come back and give myself to you." The genie hesitated. "What if you break your word?" The merchant swore. "I give you my honor. In 1 year, I will be here." The genie agreed, left him at the fountain, and disappeared. The merchant went home. His wife and children were full of joy at his return, but their happiness turned into sadness when he told them what had happened. They wept, but he kept his promise. He settled his debts, gave gifts to friends, freed his slaves, and provided for his family. The year passed quickly. With a heavy heart, the merchant returned to the fountain on the exact day. He sat down, waiting for the genie. As he waited, an old man appeared, leading a beautiful hind. The old man greeted him and asked, "Why do you sit here in such sadness, in a place full of evil spirits?" The merchant told him everything. The old man was amazed and said, "This is a marvelous story. I will stay with you to witness what happens." Soon a second old man arrived, leading 2 black dogs. After hearing the story, he too decided to wait. Then a third old man came. When he learned why the merchant looked so sad, he also stayed. Together they sat near the fountain. Suddenly they saw a cloud of dust rising in the distance. It came closer and closer until it turned into thick smoke. From the smoke, the terrible genie appeared, sword in hand. He walked straight to the merchant and cried, "Stand up. It is time for me to kill you, just as you killed my son." The merchant trembled. The 3 old men wept and begged for mercy. Then the first old man, the one with the hind, fell at the genie's feet and said, "O mighty genie, stop your anger and listen to my story. If you find my tale more wonderful than the merchant's misfortune, will you forgive 1/3 of his punishment?" The genie thought for a while. At last he agreed. "Very well," said the genie. "Tell your story." And so the old man began. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe and leave a comment if you want more stories like this. Thanks for listening, and see you next time. Goodbye.